All right. Thank you, Frederica, for joining us remotely. Thanks for you guys for coming in on
a Tuesday.
First day of the wild card with the Yankees up 1-0 on a home run by Anthony Bolton. Okay.
All right.
For the
record.
Yes.
Is that what you said? October meeting, right?
This is it. No October meeting. All right. So we're here. Hopefully, all of you. I should have reminded you, but Mark had sent out a 6-page document. It started with apologies for this long message. And if you haven't read it, it was really just it was one of these. It was really just a introduction to the process, a reminder again of what this process is. And we, unlike a lot of other committees, we actually did a lot of work in advance.
We're responsible.
And yeah, we're responsible. We wanted to also give people a chance to consider these things and think about some others. And some people, you gave us the idea about Canal Street, which was good. And
I guess we're going to try to do a joint meeting with CB1.
Yes. Great. Yeah, I heard Janine say that at the end. Right. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Matthew. I think. Hey, Matt.
Hi.
Before. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So wait, someone's sitting.
Yeah. You can sit there. It's fine. Sit there. Yeah. Please do. Yeah.
Go down the hallway.
Is that a new board member?
Yes.
Excellent. And the name again?
Matthew.
I'm sorry. That, yes, you can't see there. So yeah, please say hi to Matthew.
Matthew, you want to sit here? Hello, Matthew.
Someone sitting.
No. So yeah, and that's Frederica. She's up there, and we may have some others. Oh, good, you're on. So as a reminder, goodness, hold on. As a reminder, once a year we go through a process of writing out our district, our requests as a district on the city for capital and expense budget items. These are what we call our district needs statement and budget priorities. This year, I'm screwed up here. This year we did ours. Here, let me find it. There's a charter mandated task taken up by community boards each fall is the preparation of the district statement, which includes budget priorities for the city budget. The next city fiscal year will be fiscal year 27, which starts July 1st, 2026. We started now because we give it in and then the city responds. This year, the sections of it for all community boards, because what you realize is not all community boards have exactly the same committees. So the community boards do formalize the summary into a series of groups like healthcare and human services, youth education and welfare. Our committee gets put into parks, cultural, and other community facilities. It's done for the first time last year. The goal this year as a district is to come up with our top 3 issues. For example, in fiscal year 26, the top 3 issues we identified were mental health services, affordable housing, and education requests for technology improvements at public schools. But then within each of our committees, we try to come up with our top priorities. This year, we also asked the commissioner for some input early on and her staff, and we're working, we thought, a little bit more hand in hand with them as opposed to coming up with ideas that then they would then write back in the document, oh, these aren't feasible or these things. Right. So we created our list based on some input from Commissioner Shimamura last month. And then and at that meeting, we came up with, and you guys can see it, right? It's in the notes, it's on the second page. It's in the notes section of our write-up from last month. And then of our notes from last month. And then I said, everybody, let's think about some more ideas. And I pledged to go back to the commissioner and her staff. And I spoke to Therese and Steve Simon, and they came back with some guidance. I put that on the top
The first page.
first page. She wrote back to me tonight, and by the way, whoever it was, Coral came up with the water topic. I was a little concerned that Parks was gonna say, oh, that's not feasible, or that's a waste of time. They loved it, and they said it's really great. We hadn't thought about it as one thing, but it would be really great if we could get some funding. And she added in that if possible, they would like to put in these irrigation systems that are rat proof. Now, you might not think of irrigation systems as being attractive to rats,
Water.
but they like water. It's a little box, and they make it into their own, and they create a nest, and it's premium housing.
That's
Yeah,
what humans, what are you gonna do?
yeah. Anyway, so I asked her today, I said, hey, I'm really glad you liked it. Can you give me a little bit more feedback on which of the locations could really benefit from that? And she wrote back and she listed them out, and I'm sorry I didn't print that for everyone. Susanna, do you have that on? It's on an email that she sees. But one was obviously, I think was Sarah Valley. We know that the park on Hudson and Gansevoort. That's one where all the gardening in the corner always, dries out.
Got it, okay, so.
And that was one, hold on. But they were really pleased with this. She gave me, I can add it in, she gave me a list of locations and that.
In our area.
Yeah. And so that was a good one. She said the DEP sites could really benefit. So Rapkin Plaza and Manuel Plaza could both really benefit from it. She said the Bleecker Playground sitting area, which is outside of Bleecker Playground. She said Mulray Square, Little Red Square, Downing, Minley Churchill Square, Minetta Playground all around.
Oh, I see.
Really, Sarah Valley on Horatio side of the park near the flagpole. So really pleased with that one. The next one, everybody said, please support Commissioners Clarkson Corridor Project funding. Remember, that was our meeting 2 meetings ago.
Yeah.
Where the Commissioner talked about that. The third one was one they asked to raise up, was the Minetta Playground upgrade and repair. This is part of this process where there are these pocket parks along 6th Avenue that they think have really gotten run down and are not beneficial. So she's asked for that one. If we could put that up there, she'd like to upgrade and repair it. And she said it needs new play features and safety surface. Now, those of you you guys are too young, but there used to be isn't that where they used to have that McDonald's, that
Where?
had a playground?
Oh, yeah.
Had that big,
Bad corner.
yeah, but they used to have that big
The two.
tube thing, yeah, like it was a 3-story high with slides and.
We need to bring back more dangerous.
Yeah,
playground
I mean,
equipment.
my kids have gotta have CTE, like,
Yeah.
how else are they gonna get it?
A lot of homeless people use it as more of a private place.
Well, if we're not gonna give them third spaces, might as well make it a
But
slide.
anyway, she thinks playground upgrade. The fourth thing she's high on is Downing Street Playground. That's, do you guys know? Yeah, Downing Street Playground is become a place where people with drug issues go because it's somewhat hidden behind a wall and bushes. She's trying to open it up a bit so that.
What's right next to Minetta Playground?
That park is afflicted, really.
Yeah. It's, they want to.
The Downing Street Playground?
Yeah, she wants, it mainly Churchill Square, do you guys, yeah, it's really become an issue. The community doesn't feel comfortable going into it. They would like us to support their efforts to really totally rethink or renovate that one and open it up. I don't know if it's take down the wall or cut down the bushes, but they want to make it less easy for people to go in there and shoot up. So find other places.
Anything but a safe site.
So you shooting up people, find other places. And then, so then she said for Time Landscape, if we don't think it entirely, the fence needs to be replaced and repaired. That was, as we had said. Another thing we had talked about, remember, was Vesuvio. Absolutely agreed. That's first on our list of playgrounds to update. It's an important space in the district. It has a little pool.
Yeah.
I think that should be the top, that fits the criteria of something that hasn't been updated in 20 years.
That place is great. Vesuvio Playground.
Spring Street.
And it's got the basketball courts, which are sometimes used as pickleball courts. She did not think the idea of a dog run at Playground of the Americas would go over well. And she said that there are nursing schools that use the space regularly.
Oh.
And she said, you might not see it during the day. When and with Churchill undergoing, or if Downing Street gets taken away, there'll be a lot of people that go to the Playground in the Americas. It's happening more and more because students don't want to go there, the parents don't want to take them there.
Would it make any sense to concentrate on a thing for just that age group?
Yeah, but she said
Playground for just.
maybe that could be what Downing is, but she said, please don't touch Downing, don't touch Playground in the Americas now because they need it as the alternative while Downing.
Sure, of course.
Makes some logic. They said they didn't think it would be good for a dog run. I told her that, we all laughed and said, it's there's a lot of other loud things there, including Hamburger America, which I like, and pickleball across the street.
You don't have to, or whatever.
But I wonder if there's a hedging question.
Maybe that too. But I saw Will from Washington Square Park, Will
Arson?
and he said, please, can you support my efforts to put grass in the dog runs, both the big dog run and the little dog
Grass, as opposed to just
The gravel
concrete.
thing.
That gravel thing's
run. Yeah,
disgusting.
he says it gets really hard.
It's disgusting.
It gets really, I think, disgusting.
It's kind of like kitty litter,
Disgusting,
but
isn't it?
yeah,
Yes. Yeah, I don't know why,
Alright.
grass, I would rather have it just be,
And,
like an astroturf where you can just
Yeah.
have a drainage sort of area. All right, I don't know.
but that might also lessen.
I don't have a dog
You know
anymore.
how these the dog owners just leave their dogs off the leash and take them into the park, and that's causing some
Yeah,
consequences.
it's still happening. It's still in the northwest corner.
Partially because the dog runs are.
Yeah, but also because they say the thing about like, oh, in Central Park. I shouldn't be mocking them. They've been here.
They said specifically, Steve chipped in here, Steve was on the phone, Simon, that's Chief of Staff Simon to use. They said, Duarte Square, please don't ask for anything for that. That project is going underway, the Trinity Building, I forget who they're partnering with. That building is they're gonna break ground, that building's happening. So
oh, okay.
if you put that in, it's a waste of.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and I mentioned the tree coverage last week. So,
Okay.
So those were,
So should we go, do we need to create a list and then start giving them numbers?
yeah, so really, I think we had created a list. She, on the first page here, she gave me some answers. She solidified it some more. They were.
Also,
really-
there's this
The
email.
ones they really liked were the water tunnel, the water irrigation systems, the parks corridor support, anything we could do for Minetta and Downing. Those were their top ones.
Okay.
And the,
Oh, no, you said, and Vesuvio.
I'm sorry, those were the top 5.
Right.
Okay.
So, all
So,
capital.
now, the water irrigation, she said that sites where irrigation is needed, DEP sites, Raffindale Plaza and Manuel Plaza.
In her message, she separates those out as the first category, DEP sites, those 2. And then,
I see,
see, it's
got
taken
it.
a while.
Yes, I understand. Okay,
And
so
next, were all parks that also
should
are,
we specify all that? Those are in our requests?
I
Okay.
like that.
So that would be Raffindale,
Credit
El
to,
Plaza, Bleecker Playground, Time Landscape, Mulberry Square, Little Red Square, Downing, and Minetta Playground.
yeah, I mean, credit to. Carl.
Irrigation to all of
Yeah,
those.
she was on. for-
It's in an email that
I feel like it's.
sent me,
it's a
sorry.
different email. No.
It is a
Oh,
different
like,
email.
send
So,
it to you
well,
only.
yeah,
Well, then I
I
wouldn't
have a
have-
certain,
In other words, be all be mentioned in our request.
Yeah, we put it in. So, I'm sorry, yeah. So the way it is, there's this, I printed out an example so everyone can see how it's written. We put it out. There's. There's some stuff that starts at the beginning. We always do
Certainly
this sort of writers,
Can you explain what you're handing out?
Yeah, this is last year's fiscal year 26 DNS.
Ah, okay.
It's related to Park Cultural. It's in, see a link to it in Mark's.
Mm-hmm.
With, our district has insufficient park space. The neighborhood is underserved by open space. We've only got 3%, it's the second worst in the world, et cetera, right? Last year we did it for support for Elizabeth Street Garden, but since that's done, I still think we set that up. It's the intro to the setup.
The lack of open space
Yeah.
is set up.
Yeah.
Take that credit.
Yeah. It's only 0.5 acres of parkland for 100 residents,
Right.
So, but this time we take this document, we leave out Elizabeth Street Garden because it's done. We take out the rec center, that's underway. And then we focus on these 5 or 6 things that we've covered.
And these, okay, so, and these are all
These are all capital because I think I put it in my notes.
Excuse me, if you take all those parks and lump it under the one heading of the irrigation,
yeah,
Yeah,
that's a lot of bang for one item,
well, it's a lot of money.
yeah.
rather than breaking it up per park, right?
Hack.
And that's what Parks wanted us to do.
Yeah, I think we write it in as examples, right? These are examples of places that are underserved by not having water access.
Right, but the category is irrigation.
Yes,
Yes.
categories irrigation.
And I also think that the specificity that Therese gave us is nothing that we necessarily need to put into the budget priority request. Like, the city is not noticing whether it's the Horatio side of,
No.
we just need to name the park.
Yeah, I think we just, these are examples of, I think Coral, and I put it into the notes from last month. These are the sort of things that it would be a lot easier to get volunteers if there was access to water, that would help.
We think of it as a capital expense, right? Because they would do it as one project.
Yes.
Which would be to bring irrigation to all of these places.
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's,
think there would be an allocation of capital to this end.
yeah, okay, that sounds good.
So I said it, committee members emphasized that a lack of reliable water access is a major, maybe even main issue undermining upkeep of local parks and green spaces. Volunteers cannot be expected to carry water jugs from distant locations multiple times per week, et cetera. So if we could get water lines and meters installed, the access to water would strengthen volunteer engagement.
And also, timed irrigation system, is bad thing either.
Well, also beyond the impact of volunteers, it makes things look nicer. And like
Yeah,
the Falcon Gale, for example, which I brought up in that meeting, like one of the blockers for shade was there was no irrigation to water anything that would have shade beyond the fact that it's sitting on top of the
Excellent.
infrastructure.
But remember, part of the reason we talked about Coral and Dallas Path was because Commissioner Shimura had said, more structured friends groups, systems,
Yeah.
we'd have, the better. And we're saying, well, it's hard to get volunteers to just carry water.
Right.
So that was so those I think are the capital. The expense ones, I didn't take copies for every.
So just I've written a list of like the various irrigation sites, and then for capital expenses, Clarkson, Minetta, Downing, Vesuvio, and fencing for the time landscape.
Yeah, there's, they seem to be backing off, totally rethinking it. I don't know if I want to say this, but I think it's partially due to the volunteer that's.
Time landscape?
Yeah.
Everyone.
No, it's not.
No,
It's,
Oh, okay.
It's very.
I think, they kind of, so they don't want,
Well, she says that she's concerned about, I guess, someone is advocating for a path in the center of the garden, and their concern is that it might be a place for encampment. So maybe that should not be part of the request, but the fences.
So, excuse me for interjecting here. Do we still want to keep fronting for time landscape like it's something that we think is a good use of the space? Or would we rather rethink that whole park?
This one,
Yeah, so many, have one, you can have one.
help me out here.
It comes up every
Then I'll have.
year, and I'm not sure that it's appreciated.
Oh,
I don't know that, I mean, I think
13.
that,
No, no.
I think, my first response to that
Yes.
would be to say that the budget request is not where I would, this document that
We
we're
already
doing
have it, all right,
is not
you got
where
it.
I'm
I.
sorry, if there's not one conversation, I can't hear, sorry.
When is
Should we hear
it?
first?
When is
Oh, no, no, it should be
Tuesday?
12 and 13.
Okay, something's 13. Oh. Oh.
So whether we put it in our budget request or not, I think the question of whether that's the right space, the right use of the space or not is something not for this conversation.
Okay,
You know what I mean? Like
then I would leave it out.
our budget request. So.
Yeah, I think,
7, 8.
I don't know how to say this.
13.
Peoples,
I don't know how to, yeah, I don't know, I mean, we talk about it every year and every year, nobody really has another good idea on how to, on what to do with it or how it would be utilized. And I,
Well, I mean, I think the question for tonight is just, do we put the new fencing there on our list of budget requests? And I don't think there's any harm to doing that.
Are we limiting ourselves to 5?
no,
No, we're not limited, so we can certainly put it on our list.
you look at, you can see the longer list than last year's.
Yeah, I knew there was longer, but I think, I don't know where I got that we had said we were only gonna do 5.
Yeah, no, we,
No, I think we're supposed to maybe name our number one priority.
Yeah. but that's really for the process of then choosing 3 for the whole.
I see.
So I don't mind putting them in because I think when you put in a list, you get some feedback on it. And sometimes there are things that Parks wants to do or the community wants to do that we might not have thought of as a high priority that someone says, no, actually, that would be really great. So,
Yeah.
or an elected official says, I want to back that. There were a few others, if you look at our notes from the August meeting, there were a couple other things in there.
but what's the feedback that we've gotten for the last 5-10 years on time landscape?
Frederica,
That's my new thing. I can't do anything about Jefferson Market, so I have to move to another thing.
I think that we should.
let me put it back on you. You can do anything you want there, Frederica. What would you like to do?
A dog run.
Okay.
So then definitely a new fence.
Sure.
I guess.
I don't know.
Keeping the dogs?
Yeah, to make sure that the
No, I
dogs.
mean, we keep putting it on the list and what do they keep saying about it? Nothing ever changes there, so let's.
But I mean, isn't that
Switch it up
kind
a
of the
little
point
bit.
then? Like, we'll keep it on the list and then until they say no.
Or until we decide, we want to tackle the subject of the time landscape garden, which would be an agenda topic of itself. Right?
Sure, that's a good idea. Sure.
I remember there was also even a point where people in the neighborhood were committed that Morton Williams was going to disappear and that we had to preserve it and that the entire neighborhood was going to be demolished. And so there's this thing too of like, cool, we should still have the time landscape. Like it's hard to say. We could fix the fence, keep the park. These are all great things.
We could turn it into a
Where we are
supermarket.
right now in this reality where we have an actual park, let's keep the park.
Yeah,
Anyway,
We're moving on, yeah.
I just don't have a good idea and I don't have a lot of capacity to spend time thinking of a good idea.
I think it's for another time. If there's
Okay, let's just make a note then.
yeah.
If it were up to me too, like to do selfishly, like for sure, I would want it to be a kid's park instead of just like a landscape where nobody's ever inside of it. It's whatever.
Yeah, but
It's
that's
fine.
not, it's just
It's
So
not.
it
not-
definitely needs a new fence then.
Yeah, then,
Probably needs.
We ran it on a survey of the community.
no, actually, I think
Next year, maybe.
one year we said, put in money
I
to
don't know.
study what might be done there.
There's other ways we can get to it.
Make it seats for Morgenstern's. Morgenstern's deserves more.
The ice cream place, yeah, the ice cream.
So in addition to these capital projects.
Yeah.
And I think we're deciding we'll put in the time landscape fencing. What are the other expense projects?
Can I quickly on my capital
Yes,
stuff first?
sorry.
Just, maybe reading too much into the rank order that's already on the email that you sent to us, that, we have the Vesuvio at the end there. It is a bigger park than some of these other ones.
Yeah, that isn't priority for Vesuvio.
Okay.
That, you're right. We should put that as a higher priority.
What is the high?
Vesuvio.
Oh, so do you want to put it after Clarkson?
Yes, I think that's a good call.
So Clarkson, Vesuvio, Minetta, Downing in that order.
And then you had brought up the Washington Square Park dog run, which I don't know how that would fit in.
Yeah.
It's obviously the marquee park, but it's also gonna get the most attention without our
Right, and
advocacy.
it has a funding group,
Mm.
Sure.
right?
It
So,
has a conservancy.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it has a conservative. Yeah, I don't think I don't think there's a danger in putting it in, but I think it opens us up to the community saying, well, why doesn't the conservative, if it's a high priority thing, why does the conservancy?
Well, also the conservancy,
But it can still be our priority as well. I mean,
we can ask for city money to go to the conservancy to
Yeah.
renovate this, because the conservancy, I mean, it's not like the donors
Conservancy
in the neighborhood are
employees,
gonna pay for the entire dog run. That's not gonna happen.
conservancy employees are on city payroll, so yeah.
And now the
Yeah.
conservancy is gonna be operating the park, so.
Right.
So dog run,
I think I think there's a lot of money.
renovation.
We gotta find a way to get a dog run on this list somehow.
Yeah. So let me propose
Either way, whether it's.
Some of the loudest
whether it's
people in the neighborhood,
landscape
yeah, for
or-
sure. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Expense.
Yeah.
How about we do it as an expense item, where we write, allocate funds to investigate opportunities to add more dog parks and dog runs, including some with grass in our community.
That's a solid call.
That's the answer to that is gonna be, thank you very much.
Locations?
What?
Sick.
Do we have any
Counts.
suggestions
Counts.
as to locations? No.
No, we have no location.
Well, I guess, is Will
So
asking,
good, you know?
it does help him.
Make all of 388.
If funding comes or doesn't, from the city, the community board has asked for the funding, it helps him argue that the community is interested in it. Yes?
But
No.
two different things. We're talking, the Washington Square Park is specific ask. That is a park, that is two dog runs that could be improved.
Okay,
And that would be, the amount of money was more, I forget what it was, but you'd be surprised how much.
I know.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's not repaving, it's
It's
renovating,
like planting and renovating.
Yeah, it's
renovating to
renovating to
dog
sod.
runs.
the turf. It was turf.
Yeah.
Turf can be, I don't want to get on,
Go Astros.
December,
It's almost October, right? There.
all right, then, let me give some more expense ideas, all right?
Yes,
So much as we could do put some money to find dog parks,
yes,
we could identify alternative space for skateboarders. What do you think of that?
yes.
Yes, certainly an issue still.
Allocate funds, Olympics, and where to locate a place for the Olympic sport of skateboarding. Congregate and skate, since they're not supposed to use the parks and they're not supposed to use open streets, right?
Yeah, and you wonder also, yeah, that's a different conversation, but yeah, sure.
Right.
Should study it. I would think that there's imaginative ways to use existing space to sometimes allow skateboarders on it.
Landscape.
Solved it.
Is to the
Skate park.
How about a skateboard?
I thought you were gonna say,
slash dog run?
everybody to study what to put
How
there.
about
Skate park, dog run, morning
skate park,
Park is eternal. Time landscape is over.
Dog skating.
But do we really want to encourage them to do a series of studies?
You're wrong. It is always-
I would, sure. I mean, it's
Every-
nice, like no money, and
Federico, again, instead of posing it as a question, why don't you, tell me what you want to do with time landscape? Tell me what you want to.
No, I'm not talking about time landscape. I feel like studies will take forever and it's just an excuse not to do anything.
Turn it into a ballroom.
I think a study is not gonna do anything. I mean, a request for a study is not gonna do anything, but it does
Yeah.
voice our interest in it, so,
No, but why don't we just propose a site instead of a study?
Tell me what site.
Propose it.
Site.
Propose it.
You can't propose a site without a public meeting to have everyone.
Yeah, I know.
Then we would do that.
Then give it,
That's down the road.
then what site
That's,
I think you could do a lot with that time landscape.
Where does the next Tony Hawk live?
all
Who
right,
is
we'll,
he?
we'll talk about, yeah, I think
I,
it's conversation to table. Other expenses?
other expenses, there is, the other pocket parks along Sixth Avenue.
Yeah.
Um,
Have they put, I thought they did put in some benches.
They put in some benches, but the benches, the problem with the benches in there is they have, feet that sink into the mud. And so if you're gonna put them in, you need to put into some sort of a base or foundation for it. So this idea of just going and getting the old benches that were at the World's Fair in 1968 or whatever it was, or 64, is not a good idea. I think what they really could benefit from was some sort of expense money, just for maintenance of them,
Maintenance of benches?
of cleaning out these parks. Minetta, Golden Swan, Minetta Green, and Minetta Triangle Park.
Swan.
So we've talked about it as benches for the parks. I think what they really need is funding to maintain the parks, and clean the parks.
How about the support for the benches? Could that be included?
I
They're saying that that's needed.
mean, we, again, Frederica, this is where you jump in and say, we put in stuff for benches and pocket parks every year. And every year, the agency says they do not support and they cannot accommodate. And they ask us to, to remove the request because the benches they have don't work. And I don't think just putting benches in is the right answer.
Right.
What else? What are some other ones? Any more rat stuff? Any more garbage? The other one we do often is the special garbage bins.
Oh, yeah, whatever they're called, the wrap proof, whatever.
Rat-proof garbage bins.
Alley, whatever, I don't know.
Yeah. What do we, yeah.
Like the containerized trash,
I actually don't know.
just specific, like
Actually,
regular
I
garbage.
actually don't know. But this is the, in parks?
Yeah, in parks, there was always this, each year we put it in, each year you see a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, I don't know how it's been worded in the past. We could just word it the same way, to upgrade bins to prevent rats.
Yeah, there's a special kind that you press you step on it, it opens it up. Yeah,
It's the big bellies, but I don't remember. But if we look at past requests,
yes.
we can find those, right?
All right, so where are we on any other expense ideas anyone has?
Well, the additional PEP officer coverage, I remember that. Didn't,
Yeah, I think with the PEP officer,
Therese had said that they were looking into.
he did, and yeah, and that was,
We should have a request and.
that came through, I
No,
think that came through pledge of funding by the Conservancy and one of the uses of that, remember?
Ah,
So I think the
So
PEP
now-
officers are going to be within the realm of the Conservancy's promised funding.
Okay.
Anything else?
Let's see.
I think everything, what else do you have? Ever get any of the,
Oh, staffing challenge,
it was a study here, trash containerization. Evaluate the quantity and condition of trash and recycling containers, as well as the collection schedules, and make adjustments necessary.
Did we decide if that was, is that topic of transportation?
Let me check. That was,
Garbage containers, on-street garbage?
that is under,
That would, I mean,
We both.
well, it
it
doesn't
would
have
be
to.
what like DOT and VSN one.
see if that's combined under,
I can't remember a breakdown for the budget priority requests. Of course, actually, it's just off the top of his head. Garbage can. There were garbage cans.
Department of Parks does its own garbage. So if you're talking about
Right.
trash collection in a park, then that's DPR.
that is
But
correct,
otherwise, it's DSNY.
right, that is correct.
Is that all this?
Right, so we like that one, right?
Yeah.
Right, we put that one.
Yeah, they should always keep adding them. And by the way, the Conservancy will add them, the bids will add them. everyone's got to ask.
Is,
So
oh, Jeffrey, are you? Yeah, Jeffrey, can we see if Jeffrey's? Jeffrey, did you get a resolution on the ponding issues at LaGuardia?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I am here.
Yeah.
What was the question?
Periodically, we've requested some help on the ponding issues at LaGuardia on the
Oh,
sidewalk.
yeah, outside of Morton Williams, that crosswalk.
Yes, and it turns to ice and.
The only way they could do it is that they re-slope the entire length of that crosswalk out to LaGuardia Place, because it starts in front of the Morton Williams. It slopes down to where the crosswalk exits between us, between the two parks.
Yeah.
And tries to flow further down the sidewalk between LaGuardia Corner Gardens and Morton Williams, but it doesn't get very far. It goes about 10 feet, backs up, and then pools in that crosswalk, in that cross sidewalk between the north, what we call the north plot, and our main garden. And that is the one that Simon had suggested when they were doing the fence that he might include into our garden by putting the fence around everything. But they decided that they couldn't do that because the sidewalk on the Bleecker Street side was too narrow to give up that mid sidewalk. So sadly, the only way to do it is to completely slope. I mean, because it doesn't just start right there at where the pond is. It starts over in front of the Morton Williams Bleecker Street entrance and slopes down. Right, you can look out your window practically and see it.
Yeah.
And I've looked at it many times, and we don't want them to just cut holes in the curb and have all that water flow into the garden, because it's in the wintertime, it's got salt in it. It's
That's true, yeah. Good point.
sludge. We're trying not to kill the garden. We're trying to protect the garden. That's why we had a curb put in.
Yeah.
Ideally, they would put some drain pipe in, but I don't think they can do that. So the only way is to resurface it higher up and sloped away towards LaGuardia Place. And if they do that, they still have to go down, probably as about 75 feet further down the sidewalk between the LaGuardia and LaGuardia Place, LaGuardia Corner Gardens and Morton Williams, where there's another area that pools. So it completely fills that. So people walking down that sidewalk, which, by the way, is a sidewalk that is the actual sidewalk for the store, and is my understanding about sidewalks is that it's property owners that are required to.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So that makes it NYU's problem, as well as the cities. We are DOT. We don't own the property, so it's DOT and NYU that have to work this out.
Okay.
And anything else I can answer?
No. Thanks for explaining. The question is, so we shouldn't put it in the request of parks?
Well, it's going to be expensive. They may do it. I don't know. If you're putting in requests for all of those places where you want water access for pop-up little parks and for the time landscape, each one of those, as I put in the chat, each one of those is going to require a water pit, a meter, frost-free meter, valves, a frost-free spigot, and a way to read the meter that gets mounted onto a fence or a wall, just like everybody's in the city. And the reason they do that is because the only way they can determine if there's a leak underground is to calculate all meter usage in the block compared to their number for the area. So that's why we have one even. We have on the outside of our fence is a little device they can, like a business, they can read the water meter remotely. I think it gets charged to the DOT because it's their property and their meter. It cost us $4,000 in 1982 to put that in. So you're asking for a pretty big budget request if you're talking about all those little triangular parks along 6th Avenue, or because each one of them.
So Rich, is the polling question, is it really a traffic and transportation request? I mean, we make it, but it goes to DOT.
I don't know how it's dealt with. I only know that we put the water meter in years ago, And then they came along, oh, I don't know, 20 years ago and
Working. There's some reason our conversations tonight are simply not being successful.
But
He's talking about, he's changed the subject.
Right.
You're now trying to bring it back to the question of whether or not to put the pooling thing on our list. And so let's answer that question. Do we want to put the conversation around the issue at LaGuardia on our list?
well, I would say it's a sidewalk issue that you're going to have to take up with DOT at some point.
So then should it be on the traffic and transportation list?
we can write it, but it will go into that list that goes to traffic.
Yeah.
We can write it, we can request it, but the agency it's going to is not DPR, it's going to DOT.
Worst case scenario,
Yeah,
we
so that
request from the wrong.
it is
Because it's a question of
the jurisdiction of parks.
Because we're not technically parks. We're technically on DOT land.
It also
Yeah,
kind
I'm
of
also
sounds like it's
talking about a
DEP.
sidewalk.
Like
So-
that's strange.
So let me explain. Every year we put it in, right?
Yeah.
And so last year, what they said was the agency, the Department of Parks and Recreation Agency supports but cannot accommodate.
Yes.
Funding is needed to repave the sidewalk to resolve the draining issue.
Right, which is kind of how we got our fence. The parks wouldn't build us a fence and the DOT wouldn't give us a fence. So the councilman put up $500,000 or something, a large amount to build the fence. And then the parks got permission to, the DOT gave parks permission to bid out the job. They didn't actually do the job, but they used their contractor and the council's money.
I think the history is interesting, but I don't think it matters. I mean, the history, for our purposes tonight,
Right.
we're making a request.
Okay.
Request will,
Just trying to be helpful.
no, thank you, Jeffrey. The request will ultimately go to DOT. Because we're talking about rebuilding the site.
We can add all of this context
Right.
at the same
We can
time.
add it in and we can ask it to go on to DOT. Okay. How about more rat infestation
So.
battling? Yeah.
Yes.
No, I think the Department of Parks and Recreation has tried to address it, but they still receive a lot of complaints from, the parks on Avenue Americas, Washington Square Park, et cetera. Last year, they promoted a staff member to do rat mitigation work.
That's our.
Under the rat czar, right?
That's our
My favorite elected
title, yeah.
official.
Quick.
Training, right? They're trying to do it. I mean, I don't think it hurts to put in the request for more,
I agree.
Oh, sure.
okay?
Rich, I have one question
Yes.
about,
Yeah.
in the summary of ideas discussed that you wrote down staffing challenges, which is Gardner.
Yeah,
That seems like a valuable request.
that's right, that's right.
I guess it's a capital request because it's weird, right? Because it's hiring personnel, is that,
It's never kept.
it's never,
No.
okay.
Right, so we should
Okay.
do that. We should say, we should do that one. We should put in gardeners for
You have here a whole paragraph already written about the need for.
last week's thing. Yep,
Yeah.
last one. Good one, good reminder. All right. So where do we stand? Let's recap expenses. Gardener, rats, garbage cans.
Question of identifying dog parks, question of identifying skate parks.
Right,
Maintenance and cleaning of the Golden Swan, Minetta Green.
yes,
And Minetta Triangle.
Yep.
Garbage cans.
Yep.
Rat mitigation.
Yep.
And a garden.
yeah, okay,
I have one more.
yes.
Public art.
Public art.
Yeah, what did we write last?
There.
Yeah, what should we, what's the request? More of it?
It seems like it would be a very relatively cheap bang for buck to,
A specific place?
Yeah.
wherever they see fit. We get presented every couple of months with,
They
Public
seem to
art
be
projects.
interested in putting art in our neighborhood. I don't,
So as she explained, Elizabeth was the woman who came. She explained that there is a department within parks that tries to find artists
okay, look,
and to do that. And they've had some success, right? Canal, the one, the park right by Holland Tunnel, et cetera.
yeah, I mean, the Western Square Park one,
Right.
mirrors, that was pretty cool.
So what would be the request? More
more funding to have more, I don't know if they're funding constrained or not, but
I think that it's not really a CB2 thing. I mean, my impression, and I could be wrong about this, is that they have a pool of money, they get artworks, and then the artworks come in and they decide where to put them. I mean,
It's usually a request for a specific setting.
you mean if we were to make a request?
Well,
for a
that's,
specific
yeah,
setting?
well, right.
well, they're doing the same thing with rat mitigation, with,
Specific setting.
I don't have a problem saying.
I mean, we're just saying that they already have a program.
Yeah.
And there's money allocated already to that program.
Yeah.
So that broad request, it's already being fulfilled. That's my impression of what is being discussed.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about how to,
I take it from the same perspective as asking for rat mitigation. It's already a rat mitigation program. Instead of killing rats, we're putting up nice stuff. But I see your perspective is that
Use the rats.
they're looking citywide for places to put art.
Yeah,
Sometimes it comes to CB2.
yes, and sometimes.
And it's a hard thing to say more on CB2.
No, we
It's
can
less of a
say
money
it. I
thing.
mean, why not? We can say it, sure. I mean,
Well, what
say
if we
it.
say it about, what was the park that
It's
everybody's
less
concerned about drug use in? They say like, oh, we've got art instead of drugs.
Yeah, that's not work.
I do think we can be a little snobby that we are, a home of artists
Yeah.
historically
Yeah.
in New York City.
It's not currently,
that's a good one.
no longer, but once.
Do it. I just don't think it's gonna get it.
Yeah, I don't think it'll get anything, but
Same thing with a lot of our requests, but why not
Yeah. True.
shoot for the stars and you could die on the moon?
Make a note of that. I don't know how to word that, but let me make a note of it.
and like one of our longest meetings this year was about a historic public art installation at part. And so, right,
Oh,
right. And so like,
Really,
that wasn't under that program, right?
Tony Depp, maybe.
Yeah, you're right. True.
If somebody got in touch with me who wanted to put a statue of Jane Jacobs.
Yeah.
So I said, well,
Little halo over her head.
you suggested, but then she never did. So I mean, there probably are individuals who would like to
A good place for that.
memorialize people. So I've always loved it.
Washington's very far.
I'm landscapes, come on.
That's where the highway was.
Yeah, that was right. It was
Right.
supposed to be used. Yeah, he was done with it.
We could have, Robert Moses statue and a Jane Jacobs statue. Battle it out.
In a boxing ring.
Instead of boxing ring.
At midnight, they would come alive.
They're like,
That's what they said. All right.
Morganstern's right across.
Put it in a
the street.
nickel.
It's perfect.
All right, so anything else? I mean, you can think of it. We got
Big list.
early. It's a big list. We can reorganize it in this way. We can send it around. I can send it back to Parks again. Tell me if you feel badly. I think working with Parks on this very openly is beneficial.
I think that's an amazing idea that
Yes,
it's wonderful that we're doing. I wish every committee did it.
I know, it's so obvious and,
Yeah.
Credit to Commissioner, she really just said, let me give you some ideas. And
yeah,
that sort of, what I hate to do is write something up and then them come back with, a response that says, no.
It's from you.
To come back and go, yeah, it's from you. Sort of made,
True, yeah.
sort of made sense when she said it. I could picture the feedback of, all right, so again, we'll send it around. If you come up with more ideas, if you're walking by and you come up with, yes, please.
Scroll?
Well,
No, just give it.
it'll be in the transcript.
Okay,
This is what I use, or what ChatGPT uses.
exactly.
Write this up.
That's how I-
Computer, enhance.
Right, so, but again, how it's always like when you're in the, market for a car, you start seeing cars, and it's like that, right? I mean, you start noticing cars. This is the time for you guys who are newer to it. You walk by and there's something you don't like in a park or something that's missing in a park, send it in. Yeah. All right?
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone. Was there something in the chat that I missed?
No, Jeffrey Rowan was just.
All right.
making notes about
About garbage
things.
can requests for the CBO.
Oh, for garbage.
We already have the
Garbage.
CBO in
Yep.
Right.
a number of different.
Well, thank you all for taking part on a Yankee, oh, yes.
Yeah, Ding Party, but also Open House New York is coming up in a couple of
Yeah.
weeks. They do tickets
Yeah.
instead of the lottery that they used to do for a long while. I think they started this last year. Buy tickets. The ticket drop is this Friday at noon, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
the
a
third.
number of amazing stuff, both within our community board district, but also
Yeah.
within the city.
Super cool.
Yeah, I always get shut out of it.
Yeah, no, we've done it.
Yeah, we did.
I knew the guy, one of the early founders, he's not on the board anymore. What are the dates this year?
17th to the 19th
Of October.
October.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
I paid to like get the early list and I didn't.
Well, if you're a member, right, you get like early
You
access.
still have time.
I became a member so I can get early access and I've done nothing with my early
Oh.
access. It's now
This
open
year's the
for the
year.
public.
Right?
I mean, I want to go. I've been going for a long time. I saw the Highland before it was ever a park.
That's cool. Yeah, that was cool.
I've seen,
What did we see that year? we went?
I've seen the Midtown Water Treatment Center.
Oh, that's.
Wait, when might go to the last
Yeah,
one.
on Valentine's
So
Day.
all of like the public infrastructure things are on Friday.
Yeah, we
Because
did that
they're like city
before.
run, so I
Yeah.
can't go to any of them.
Um,
So annoying, because those are the ones I'm like most.
I know, those are the ones.
Like
Did you
the,
do
like
that at your
the,
Memorial Day?
Did I do that on a porch? No, I did go once though to the recycling center. Maybe-
Yeah.
I don't know if that was,
I think I did that through.
that was real OH in line.
For you real sickos, at 5:30 a.m., you can watch the new trash cans get
Yeah.
picked up in Harlem.
it's true. You can also go to the Fulton Fish Market at
Clear your
like,
calendars. Everyone
I went to the
online.
Fulton
like
Fish-
3 and 4 a.m. They have like a tour in Hunts Point
Well, when it was on
on
Fulton
like
Street,
Saturday.
Hell
when it
yeah.
closed, it was
I know.
closing when it
I'm
was on
hell yeah,
Fulton
tempted.
Street. I woke our kids up and we all went to Fulton Street because it was like the last
I'm
week
about to
of
make
the
you
fish
wait.
market. And we went at 4:00 in the
I'm
morning.
like, maybe
So
it's
great.
my chance to go. Maybe I'll just do it.
Great.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
What else? I went to the World's Fair site.
All right, showing now your bragging. All right, well, thanks. I'll send it around. Thanks for taking part and.
Luck to your Yankees.
If you love the Yankees and whoever has a holiday or whatever, I've told the thing to say is have an easy fast.
Have an easy fast. And the other thing you can say,
Obviously, happy holidays.
Shana Tova.
Yeah.
Say
And
Shana
have an easy fast.
Have
Thank
an
you.
easy fast. I was
Okay.
saying-
fast.
I was
And
saying-
finishing,
you.
finishing up right on time,
All
Lance.
right, thank you guys. Thanks a lot.
My
I was saying
jacket.
Happy holidays.
Bye-bye.
It's not a happy.
75